Face up, Papa J. If Ferraris with a K, niggas trolling on the ground. Manhunt, catch a case. Catch a punk, he gon' lay. I just blew 100K. Eyes blind like Ray. No surrender, press play. Niggas talking like they bout it. Carry guns and never shot it. Niggas acting like they reps around this bitch. Let's run an audit. Cause these bars come with scars. In the jungle, catastrophic. I been riding in the Beamer. Waistline with a rocket. If I hit him in his eye, dummy lose his whole socket. I'm the goal in the set. I'm a trophy, I'm a vet. Treat these hoes like a pet. Cause they fucking on rejects. Ain't nobody drop for money. You on pills and all that lean. 5 bills to get you whack. Asking Cuddy how I feel. Did an interview with Whack. Niggas say I cut a deal. Niggas speaking like they know me. Trying to catch him in the field. Any of my real cronies probably treat him like my rib. If we twinning, it's a shotter. Guarantee you got a wig. Air Forces in the lobby. Big Papa like I'm big. Track Hawk with a chopper. Almost killed a pimp on Fig. Niggas lying like they bosses. Talk about what you and did. Face up, Papa J. If Ferraris with a K. Niggas trolling on the ground. Manhunt, catch a case. Catch a punk, he gon' lay. I just blew 100K. Eyes blind like Ray. No surrender, press play. Face up. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe. Cause it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'ma bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe. And I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topic is Wu-Thang and T Grizzly. So I'm pretty sure if you ain't seen it on this channel, you probably seen it on Flacco channel, or you probably seen it elsewhere in social media space, you know what I'm saying? Things are getting real interesting pertaining to this T Grizzly situation, pertaining to his auntie of marriage unaliving. So I dropped some content on y'all a few days ago pertaining to the situation, and y'all seen what T Grizzly had to say. And like I said and always say, it ain't for me to judge how somebody was acting, were they nervous, you know, what I think of anything like that, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to criminal investigations, or just when stuff get too police, you know what I'm saying. That is not my job to point none of that out. But however, from doing that content, you can assume or grasp your own assumption of what happened if you want to go down the rabbit hole that deep. So we all know the auntie was unalived or whatever, you know what I'm saying. She was shot about 8 times. T Grizzly wasn't in the vehicle when it happened or whatnot. He dropped his story about what he think happened and where he was at, the position and the angles and all that stuff. And I just think T Grizzly should have kept his mouth shut, because you can't get caught up in social media. You can't get caught up in the media coverage and what people think. I don't care who think I look guilty. If I feel the need to come out and speak, and I hope it was a situation where he felt the need, I'ma speak. But some of these situations, we got to leave this to the lawyer, because you don't never want to be the butt of somebody's content, or you don't want nobody drawing out any conclusions that can help the police in the investigation. So I'm back here again covering this because it looked like it had been a turn of events in this situation. So now, like I've been saying, I thought the auntie was by blood, but it was auntie by marriage. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find out in this content here, you know what I'm saying? She was married to his uncle, you know what I'm saying, before they dealings and whatnot, stuff like this. But this Wu-Thang person that T Grizzly was close to, and that is alleged to have done the hit, it is alleged that his cell phone pinged in the area. We about to get into this content, man. It's getting ugly, man. They got Sada Baby in here and all type of stuff. I guess Sada Baby was kin to the auntie as well, or like a close friend, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. And it's just crazy, man. Like, Man, I don't know. We'll get to this content, man. You already know it's the Hef way and the Hef effect. We gonna commentate.
Situation. And if you're not caught up and didn't watch the other two videos, you could go to the T Grizzly playlist to get caught up. But T Grizzly auntie Jobina Brown was shot and killed in 2019.
Sad to have to report this, but Yobina J.B. Brown, the manager and aunt of T Grizzly, was shot and killed in Detroit on Tuesday night, August 20th. Comments about her death began surfacing Wednesday, August 21st on social media before her passing was confirmed by TMZ. According to law enforcement sources, a shooter opened fire on Grizzly's Cadillac Escalade while the vehicle was traveling around Detroit. The gunman allegedly approached on foot and shot Brown, who was sitting in the back seat in her left side. Grizzly was reportedly riding in the passenger seat and got out of the vehicle as the shooter approached. The driver said the attacker fired 3 or 4 shots and noted that Brown screamed before the gunfire began. Brown was rushed to a local hospital but died from her wounds. She was 41 years old. Police don't know if Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. He and the driver were unharmed.
Let's continue the brief recap before we get into the new details, because it's crazy. It left me stunned. So if you watched my last video, you know that T Grizzly did an interview. During this interview, T Grizzly detailed exactly what took place moments before the shootout. T Grizzly and Jobina was riding around in their Chrysler 300 with a driver. They had to make a stop before getting to their destination. They stopped at T Grizzly's family house from his daddy's side. When they stopped there, T Grizzly got out from the back driver's side. Jobina was sitting in the back passenger side. When T Grizzly got out and walked to the porch, gunmen came, opened up the back passenger side, shot into the vehicle, and killed Jobina. T Grizzly says the shooters were looking for him, and that's why they opened up the back passenger side, because they thought that's where he was sitting.
Still breathing me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But, like, coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect. I feel like everybody was a suspect.
T Grizzly was correct. Everybody was a suspect. But we'll get to that later and exactly what that means. But let's continue the brief recap. Wu Thing, aka Wu 600, was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. Now, Wu Thing, aka Wu 600, is from 600. He's T Grizzly's associate, and he's Buka 600 associate, who was the groomsman in T Grizzly's wedding. After Wu 600 was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt, that T Grizzly believed was targeted for him, T Grizzly continued to hang out with 600 members like Buka 600. Wu Thing was married to Jobina Brown. The uncle went to jail 3 months before her death. Within those 3 months, T Grizzly began an intimate relationship with Jobina Brown. Police chief looked at that and thought, wait, that's messy. That could obviously lead to something. But that's before they began to put the puzzle together. T Grizzly and Jobina never fully admitted that they were intimate, but I was told that family members began to figure it out fairly quickly, and it was starting to get around. Could T Grizzly maybe have gone the extreme to cover it up? Maybe. Now, the rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant at the time of her death is false. But where those rumors came from makes things so much worse for T Grizzly. The rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant came from court, and it wasn't a prosecution who put that theory out there. It was the defense. It was Wu Thing's defense attorney. You see, Wu Thing is the murder suspect in this trial. Whatever his defense attorney say came from Wu Thing. See, street dudes is finding creative ways to tell nowadays. They telling through their lawyers, right? They won't get their butt up on that particular stand and point their hand and tell it all, but they gonna tell through their lawyer. The defense attorney, who is responsible for getting Wu Thing off, he came to court and he says, listen, obviously, T Grizzly put the hit out on Jobina Brown. He said that in court.
One of the biggest frustrations I've easily deposit my funds.
The transcripts will prove it. And he also said that he did it because Jobina Brown was pregnant. Now, the prosecution understands that the prosecutors themselves could probably believe that T Grizzly is guilty, but right now, they're trying to prosecute Wu Thing. So they brought the autopsy person or somebody, an expert, to testify that Yobina Brown was not pregnant. T. Grizzly is a smart man, so he already understands that if the defense attorney is in court saying that you were the one who put the hit on your auntie, that came from the murder suspect, that came from the shooters. That means the shooters is already talking. That means the shooters is already giving information to their attorneys, and they're trying to use that to get him off. It's not looking good for you, man. And all that tells me, to be honest, is that the shooters believed the aunt was pregnant. They probably heard, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're taking her out. They probably was under the impression, yo, we gotta, you feel me, take her out because she's pregnant. And if that's the case, then maybe if T Grizzly is involved, then he probably thought she was pregnant the whole time she wasn't. Maybe he was told if he's involved, right? So if I'm T Grizzly and I'm hearing this information, if I'm involved and I know who I told this to, then I know they telling. I know they talking already. And it's not looking good at all. Now, the shooter is trying to get the cell phone tower evidence dismissed. The shooter is saying, yo, the phone is registered in somebody else's name. However, that number from that phone is a number that's known to him. It is a number that he's been using for like his probation officer, his family and friends. That's his number. But because the phone is registered in somebody else's name, he's trying to get it dismissed. It's not going. They're not dismissing it. The evidence stands. The driver who was in the...
All right. So I believe y'all heard everything that y'all needed to hear to catch y'all up if you ain't caught up on this situation. Now, what I want to get to is this Wu-Tang guy. So Wu-Tang, if y'all don't know who that is, that's the dude that's sitting right there behind that lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Behind that brother with the dreads and the glasses that's talking. That's Wu-Tang sitting right there looking like he off some sight meds or something. Like they got him off Seroquel, right? He's right there in court. Wu-Tang is looking real crazy in court. And I'm pretty sure he was even sillier when he was on these streets. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand whether you did it or not. It's not here for me to judge. But what I do want to say, as a fellow guy of them streets, why would you be in a car from a rental place that is stolen? Why would you have a cell phone pinging you somewhere? And why would you have the alleged murder weapon, bro? You have to be slow. It don't make no sense at all. Whether you was there or was not. Let's just go with the narrative. You wasn't there and you got caught with all this stuff. Somebody had to tell you. And if somebody just set you up, then you got the baddest luck in the world. Because I just don't understand. That car would have been ditched if not turned back into the rental place. Obviously, knowing the car was hot, don't want to turn it into the rental place. Burn it up. Gun, trade, or in the river. Phone, finito, P.O., new number, lost my phone. It is what it is. Stupidity gets you caught all the time, or people thinking that they smart. So, what I do and want to say is this as well. So, Flacco, he's giving y'all the information. From what he say out of his mouth, he got people that's in the court and following this situation, right? So, if Flacco ain't said already, y'all gonna see along in this next clip. I think Flacco say that basically it was false that she was pregnant. So in my last video, I put the auntie was pregnant and, you know, got off. But that was false, but the information wasn't false on my behalf because that's what was said. But finding out in the court, that wasn't true. When the autopsy report was done, all they found was bullet fragments. It wasn't no baby or another life inside her body. However, it's being alleged from Wu-Tang, he trying to say that T Grizzly got at him and told him to off his auntie and allegedly that she was pregnant. Now, this might work out in T Grizzly's favor because she wasn't pregnant. And unless Wu-Tang, like how they got that phone, unless they got a message thread between him and T Grizzly, showing that T Grizzly or can retrace and listen to a phone conversation with T Grizzly telling him, hey, I want you to off her, bruh. She pregnant. I got to get rid of this. I don't see how it's going to stand up because you got this dude who they believe is the actual murderer saying that, okay, I was hired by T Grizzly and she was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant. So we gonna see what's gonna happen. We gonna see if this gonna make or break the case or whatever the case is or gonna be. I don't think T Grizzly is in custody, if I'm speaking correctly. They said he was a suspect, and I guess they just still looking into it. But let's get to the rest of this content. And you already know it's the Hef Weight and the Hef Effect. We're gonna commentate.
Who was in the vehicle when Jobina Brown was shot and killed, he testified that the shooting took place 45 seconds from when T Grizzly got out the vehicle. What that shows is T Grizzly was on that porch. That shows that there's a high likelihood that the shooters seen T Grizzly. Because from how the car is positioned in a picture of the house, if you're walking up to the back driver's side and you're opening it up, you can see over the car. Like, you can see the porch from that angle, and you'll be able to see a 6'3", 350-pound T Grizzly. You can't miss him. So if he was the target, you'll be able to see him. He was not the target. It doesn't make sense that he is the target. Now, someone who hopped on the phone with T Grizzly, someone who talked to T Grizzly after the incident and was told by T Grizzly what happened, I asked, yo, how did T Grizzly sound? Like, was he like emotional? The words that I was told verbatim, it felt like he was trying to fake emotions. It felt like he was trying to kind of draw up something. Like, he was trying to sound like he was distraught. The person told me, bro, I can't really explain it, they said. It just felt like he was trying to come across as if it was this and it was not. Sada Baby was also signed to Jobina Brown. Sada Baby was one of the people who came to identify her body. I believe it was Sada Baby and Jobina Brown's sister, if not her mother, who went to identify her body. And I was told that Sada Baby was distraught. He was effed up about this. I was told, but Sada Baby was looking at T Grizzly a little crazy. The Sada Baby actually looked T Grizzly in his eyes and told him, hey, bruh, tell me you don't got nothing to do with this. That even Sada Baby wanted T Grizzly to know, hey, bruh, tell me you got nothing to do with this, man. And that T Grizzly gave his word to Sada Baby that he ain't had nothing to do with this. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Now, the next court day is tomorrow. I'm going to have people in the court day. I'm going to have people in the room. We're going to figure out more details about what's going on. Because the defense attorney for the shooter is throwing T Grizzly under the bus. Now, right now, it don't feel like the shooter or the suspect is telling, because from their perspective, they believe the case is weak. Because once you throw out the cell phone evidence, at this point, it's kind of like, how do we put him at the location? So he hasn't really fully told yet, because they believe the case is weak and they can beat it. But once he's found guilty, once they put him right where he belongs, man, it's over with, bro. It's done for, man.
All right, so look. I guess Jobina Brown, the auntie, also that was the manager. T Grizzly wasn't the only person that she was managing. So as y'all hear, she was managing Sada Baby as well. And this, I want to say this, right? Hopefully, everybody in the clear, man. Like I said, it ain't for me to judge on nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for me to judge on nothing. Not pass the judge on nothing that doesn't affect me. You know what I'm saying? Or affect those around me. That's the only thing I can act to. You know what I'm saying? Anything else, I'm just a spectator, I'm watching. So, as a spectator speaking, right? The police is basically from what Flacco is saying, strongly feeling like T Grizzly is a suspect. So basically, from how they explaining the shooting happened, even if they did run up on a car and open the back door and it explained how T Grizzly explained it, they still should have seen T Grizzly as they was approaching up to the car. You know what I'm saying? They should have still seen him on the doorstep of the house he was at. If y'all want to go look that up and find the evidence and play Magnum PI, go ahead yourself. I'm not. I'm just speaking on the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's an ugly situation. So now you got these police. They looking into it. They got the family allegedly telling them or believing that T Grizzly has something to do with it. And if T Grizzly was messing with an old girl, you know, it's just an ugly circumstance of him, you know what I'm saying, putting that thing, you know what I'm saying, where it don't belong. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, as man, people get cross-referenced in doing that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know, standing firm. Because that's Unc girl, you feel me? Like, I would have made sure, man, kept Unc book straight, made sure Unc was straight. Like, man, nobody trying to hit Unc piece. And then on top of that, like, rest in peace to her. Not speaking on the dead, but it's like, you know, it's not even no looker to move you, like, in a sexual way to have you just, like, hop on that. Definitely when you seeing a type of money that you would think T Grizzly is seeing. So, obviously, when she was, Jovina Brown was on the scene, I guess, of the crime, they had her sister and had Sada Baby come identify her. I don't know how the information came about, but as y'all see, as Flacco said, Sada Baby, you know what I'm saying, pulled down on T Grizzly, you know what I'm saying, on some man, you know what I'm saying, Tom, like, hey, look, bro, what's up? What's going on? You feel me? Flacco said he asked him, you know what I'm saying, you didn't have nothing to do with this. I don't know if he asked him that. I would think he probably, you know what I'm saying, pulled down, like, hey, bro, what happened? You ain't seen who did it? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? You know, like, what's going on? Like, you know, you ain't hit up, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't see what reason somebody, you know what I'm saying, would want to knock her down. If anything, somebody would be on you for being in the street. So I can see him questioning T Grizzly on that type of time or whatever. But say T Grizzly looked him in the eye like, look, bro, I ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. And, you know, that's the position, you know, he stand at. So they got this Wu-Tang dude. They saying allegedly he's trying to be slick with the way he's going about telling. So they saying he ain't all the way came out and told, but he is using his lawyer and dropping little gems on his lawyer of allegedly what he thinks happened. Like I said, he's sitting there looking like he's spaced out, looking like Space Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Space Oddity. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You can't believe nothing's coming out of his mouth. But, you know, this is what he's saying. This is what he's putting together. They say the they say the defense believe that the case is weak, although he was found with the car, with the gun, and with the cell phone that pinged in the area. Hey, I'm not the one fighting the case. I'm not the defense. Obviously, they know something we don't know, or they got a trump card to pull if it ain't going their way. With that being said, I'm going to conclude that right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you scholars, you know what I'm saying, know what's going on from the evidence, you know what I'm saying, that's presented to you guys, you know what I'm saying. You can go through it yourself and create your own assumption. It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail.
I know you capping. Man, I might make some nigga mad with this shit here, right? But I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep it real. Man, half of these niggas around here the police. And y'all got them hanging out with you. Half of these niggas that got on the stand, my nigga, and testified on niggas, right? But them y'all homeboys. They come home, y'all celebrate them. Y'all got them at boo, coo, this, all this shit come around. That's why I don't fuck with these niggas. Cause them be the same niggas that got them gonna get on the stand and testify against your ass when y'all here in the streets. See, that's why I got the way, dog. It ain't nothing out here but niggas gonna tell on each other. Get on the stand and testify. Oh, it's niggas around here done testified on niggas. I got paperwork, niggas done testified, got on the stand on niggas, and don't even got nothing to do with the motherfucking case. That's how scared these niggas is around here. Fuck they talking about. It can happen though.